Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm going to be reading a part of the book of Isaiah today. But first and foremost, as I discussed in my last video, we have abilities within us. And I'm going to be frank. Over the last few days, I was just, in contemplation, meditation. And one of the things that was coming to me was how many friends that I had lost within the time that I've been around that are my age, and I'm just wondering, like, I was in deep contemplation, like in the moment of the last few days, and it just came to my awareness this morning that one of my, you know, um, I guess people, my friends or old friends, like in society, I guess, or people that I knew around my age, had just passed away too. So it was along the stream of consciousness that I was upon those thoughts without even acknowledging. So, it would be disrespectful to me and my spirit to not do this. But I'm going to take a moment of silence for Haley Howie. It's tragic. I was actually, I knew them. I knew her and her boyfriend, Jeff, an old friend, Jeff Ortega. And blessings, man. Honestly, man, it's rough. I had a few friends that gone away, like same situations that are nearly my age, and it's heartbreaking. Because man, it's something you can't you can't get back. You can't get back a human life, and human lives are very dear in this time and age, and that's why I'm doing this. Allowing people to feel a little more loved by the scriptures and a little bit more aware of the hidden dimensions upon us. And I'm really trying to take my time to um, help reach back to everybody to realize that, like, our lives are very valuable. At any given moment, things can change, and you know, um, I really just I'm feeling it. Upon I haven't talked to most of my society, most of my old friends in a long time. Like, I was very popular back in the day, but things kind of got really weird when I joined the military, and haven't talked to anybody forever. But I'm definitely like feeling it because I was having like these thoughts upon my meditation over the last few days, and I was just like wondering, why it was so heavy. And then just this morning, I seen the news, and I was like, oh, this is why it's part of my meditation. So honestly, rest in peace, Haley. You will be missed by everyone. And yeah, so it's wild. All right, so I'm gonna continue on. Um, I have a bit more to go with the book of Isaiah. I'm on chapter 41. God promises aid to Israel. Keep silence before me, O islands, and let the peoples renew their strength. Please, society. You understand that your strength will be renewed. Just keep on praying. Let them draw near. Let them speak. Let us come together to judgment. Who hath raised up one from the east, at whose steps victory attendeth? He giveth nations before him, and maketh rule over kings. His sword maketh them as dust, his bow as the driven stubble. He pursueth them and passeth on safely. The way of his feet his treadeth not. He who hath wrought and done it, he called the generations from the beginning. I, the Lord, who am the first, and with the last am the same. The isles saw and feared. The ends of the earth trembled. They drew near and came. They helped every one of his neighbor, and every one of said to his brother, be of good courage. I always say this to everyone. You have to have courage in this world. You have to have that inner will, the inner strength that you are here for a reason. You are very special, and you have the strength of Yahweh if you choose to appreciate it. You have the strength of God if you choose to accept it and believe that there's these higher dimensions of reality that are willing to work with our divinity and our spirit, who we are as a creation, beautiful creation. So the carpenter encouraged the goldsmith, and so that he smootheth with the hammer him that smiteth the anvil, saying of the soldering, it is good. And he fastened it with nails, that it should not be moved. But thou, Israel, my servant Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend, thou whom I have taken hold of from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the uttermost parts thereof, and said unto thee, thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I strengthen thee, yeah, I help thee, yeah, I uphold thee with my victorious right hand. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. That they strove with thee shall be as nothing, and shall perish. Thou shalt not, thou shalt seek them, and shalt not find them. Even them that contended with thee, they that warred against thee, shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught. For I, the Lord thy God, hold thy right hand, who say unto thee, fear not, I help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. God renews. Behold, I make thee a new threshing sledge having sharp teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff, which is um, very used back then in the day. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them. And thou shalt rejoice in the Lord. Thou shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel. The poor and needy seek water, and there is none, and their tongues falleth for thirst. I, the Lord, will answer them. I, the God of Israel, will not forsake them. I will open rivers on the high hills and fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water, and the dry land springs of water. I will plant in the wilderness the cedar, the acacia tree, and the myrtle, and the oil tree, and I will set in the desert the cypress, the plane tree, and the larch together, that they may see and know and consider and understand together that the hand of the Lord hath done this, and the Holy One of Israel hath created it. The Lord challenges idols. Produce your cause, saith the Lord. Bring forth your reasons, saith King of Jacob. Let them bring forth and declare unto us the things that shall happen, the former things. Who are they? Declare ye, that we may consider and know the end of them. Or announce to us things to come. Declare things that are to come hereafter. That we may know that ye are gods. Yeah, do good or do evil. That we may be dismayed and behold it together. Behold, ye are nothing, and your work a thing of naught, an abomination is he that chooseth you. I have roused up one from the north, and he is come from the rising of the sun that calleth upon my name. And he shall come upon rulers as upon mortar, and as the potter treadeth clay. Who hath declared from the beginning, that we may know, and before time, that we may say that he is right? Yeah, there is none that declareth. Yeah, there is none that announceth. Yeah, there is none that heareth your utterances. A harbinger unto Zion will I give. Behold them, and to Jerusalem a messenger of good tidings. And I look, but there is no man, even among them, but there is no counselor, that I, when I ask of them, can give an answer. Behold, all of them, their works are vanity and naught. Their molten images are wind and confusion. The Lord's servant. Behold, my servant whom I uphold, mine elect in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall make the right to go forth to the nations. He shall not cry nor lift up, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. A bruised reed shall he not break, and the dimly burning wick shall he not quench. He shall make the right to go forth according to the truth. He shall not fail nor be crushed till he have set the right in the earth, and the isles shall wait for his teaching. Thus said the Lord God. He created the heavens and stretched them forth, that he spread forth the earth, and that which cometh out of him. He that giveth bread unto the people upon it, and spirit to them that walk therein. I, the Lord, have called thee in righteousness, and I have taken hold of thy hand, and kept thee, and set thee for thy covenant of thy people, for a light of the nations, to open the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from the dungeon, and then sit them out in the darkness, out of the prison house. I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory I will not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare before the spring forth. I tell you of them. Hymn for the Lord. Sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise from the end of the earth, that yea, go down to the sea, and all that is therein, the isles and the inhabitants thereof. Let the wilderness and the cities thereof lift their voice, the villages that Kedar doth inhabit. Let the inhabitants of Selah exult. Let them shout from the top of the mountains. Let them give glory unto the Lord and declare his praise in the islands. The Lord as a warrior. The Lord will go forth as a mighty man. He will stir up jealousy like a man of war. He will cry, yeah. He will shout aloud. He will prove himself mighty against his enemies. I have long time held my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman, gasping and panting at once. I will make waste mountains and hills and dry up all their herbs, and I will make the rivers islands and will dry up the pools, and I will bring the blind by a way that they know not, and paths that they know not. I will lead them. I will make darkness light before them and rugged places plain. These things will I do, and I will not leave them undone. They shall be turned back, greatly ashamed that trust in graven images, that say unto molten images, yea, are our gods. Like, there's a lot of people out there worshiping false idols. Hear ye deaf and look ye blind, that ye may see. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messengers that I send? Who is blind that he is wholehearted, and blind as the Lord's servant? Seeing many things thou observest not, opening the ears he heareth not. The Lord was pleased for his righteousness' sake to make the teaching great and glorious. But there is a people robbed and spoils. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who gave Jacob's for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? Did not the Lord? He against them, he against whom we have sinned, and in whose ways we could walk not. Neither were they obedient unto his law. Therefore he poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and it set him on fire round about. Yet he who knew not, and it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart. Give me a moment. All right. All right. Chapter 43. The Creator redeems. But now thus saith the Lord that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee, and I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. For I am the Lord thy God, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. I have given Egypt as thy ransom, Ethiopia and Seba for thee. Since thou art precious in my sight and honorable, and I have loved thee, therefore I will give men for thee and peoples for thy life. Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far and my daughters from the end of the earth. Every one that is called by my name and whom I have created for my glory, I have formed him, yet I have made him. The blind people that have eyes shall be brought forth, and the deaf that have ears. Israel as God's witness. All the nations are gathered together, and the peoples are assembled. Who among them can declare this and announce to us former things? Let them bring their witnesses, that they may be justified, and let them hear and say, it is truth. Ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen, that ye may know and believe me, and understand that I am he. Before me there was no God formed, neither shall any be after me. I, even I, am the Lord, and beside me there is no other Savior. I have declared, and I have saved, and I have announced, and there was no strange God among you. Therefore ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, and I am God. So remember what I said about psychic occurrences and witnesses. So now we're seeing this in real time. So whoever he's speaking to, seen higher dimensional beings and seen who God is, and maybe the angels in real time. Yeah, since the day was I am he, and there is none that can deliver out of my hand. I will work, and who can reverse it? The Lord will do a new thing. Thus saith the Lord your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. For your sake I have sent to Babylon. I will bring down all of them as fugitives, even the Chaldeans in the ships in their shouting. For I am the Lord your Holy One, the Creator of Israel, your King. Thus saith the Lord, who maketh a way in the sea and a path in the mighty waters, who bringeth forth the chariot and the horse, the army and the power. They lie down together, they shall rise not. They are extinct, they are quenched as a wick. Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now shall it spring forth, the things of old. Oh, wait. Sorry. Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the old things. Sorry, my dog was outside and catching my eye. Okay. Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now shall it spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. The beasts of the field shall honor me, the jackals and the ostriches, because I give waters in the wilderness and the rivers in the desert to give drink to my people, mine elect, the people which I formed for myself, that they might tell of my praise. Interesting. The Lord rebukes Israel. Yet thou hast not called upon me, O Jacob, neither hast thou wearied thyself about me, O Israel. Thou hast not brought me the small cattle of thy burnt offerings, neither thou hast honored me with thy sacrifices. I have not burdened thee with a meal offering, nor wearied thee with frankincense. So frankincense has been used for many cultures. It's a very popular and very good herb to burn for protection and for higher dimensionality. And or yeah, thou hast brought me no sweet cane with money, neither hast thou satisfied me with the fat of thy sacrifices, but thou hast burdened me with thy sins. Thou hast wearied me with thine iniquities. I, even I, am he that blotteth out thy transgressions for mine own sake, and thy sins I will not remember. Put me in remembrance. Let us plead together. Declare thou that thou mayest be justified. Thy first fathers sinned, and thine intercessors have transgressed against me. Therefore, I have profaned the princes of thy sanctuary, and I have given Jacob to the condemnation and Israel to reviling. Chapter 44.
Joseph.
Yeah, I know. I know she was out there. It's okay. I let her.
To the school that she brought it back. They can't do that.
Oh, I didn't know she was at the school. Oh, thanks. The Lord reassures Israel. Yeah, yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Lord that made thee and formed thee from the womb, who will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou, Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon the thirsty land and streams upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed and my blessing upon thine offspring. And they shall spring upon the grass as willows by the watercourses. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself from the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself with the name of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, of the Lord of the hosts. I am the first, and I am the last, and besides me there is no God. And who, as I can proclaim, let him declare, and it's set in order for me, since I have appointed the ancient people and the things that are coming, and that shall come to pass. Let them declare. Fear ye not, neither be afraid, for I not announced unto thee of old, and declared it, and ye are my witnesses. Is there a God beside me? Yeah, there is no rock. I know not any. They that fashion a graven image are all of them vanity, and their delectable things shall not profit, and their own witnesses see not, nor know that they may be ashamed. Absurdity of idols made by craftsmen. So, dude, you can definitely see in Hollywood there's some wicked idleness. Like, whoever's still following these people who are using very dark demonic images, you're completely missing the point of reality. You're buying into this succubus type etheric attachment that finds its way to the spirit once you delve low enough in dimensionality, electricity, consciousness, and thinking and rationality, because our bodies vibrate and have this consciousness rate where if we don't accept that we are these masterful, wonderful, wise beings, and we just want to be stuck in this low evil states, like there's going to be spirits out there in other dimensions and that want to leech on to those type of things, that want to suck you dry. Or on the other hand, angels, they want to bless you, they want to help your life progress and make you do beautiful things, where these other beings in dimensions want to make you do evil, sick things, and they feed off of it because they're leeches. So don't fall for those idols, those tricks, because they're still out there. They're still out there, all right? They're definitely out in Hollywood, and it's very apparent. Okay. Behold, all the fellows thereof shall be ashamed, and craftsmen skilled above them. Let them all be gathered together. Let them stand up. They shall fear. They shall be ashamed together. The smith maketh an axe, and worketh in the coals, and fashioneth with hammers, and worketh in his strong arm. Yeah, he is hungry, and his strength and faileth. He drinketh no water, and is faint. The carpenter stretcheth out a line. He marketh it out with a pencil. He fitteth it with planes, and he marketeth out with the compasses, and maketh it with the figure of a man, according to the beauty of a man, to dwell in the house. He heweth him down with cedars, and taketh the ilex and the oak, and strengthened for himself one among the trees of the forest. He planteth a bay tree, and rain doeth nourish it. Then a man useth it for fuel, and he taketh thereof and warmeth himself. Yeah, he kindleth and baketh bread. Yeah, he maketh a god and worshipeth thee, and he maketh graven images and fallen down thereto. He burneth the half thereof in the fire, and with half thereof he eat flesh. He roasted roast, and he is satisfied. Yeah, he warmed himself and said, Aha, I am warm. I have seen the fire, and the residue thereof. He maketh a god, even his graven image. He falleth down unto and worship and prayeth unto it, and said, Deliver me, for thou art my God. They know not, neither do they understand, for their eyes are bedaubed, that cannot see, and their hearts that they cannot understand. So look, in our culture of science, like nowadays, and relating to ancient scriptures and how they talk about genetically being altered by gods and higher dimensional beings over and over and over again, whether it's the Christian Bible or the Sumerian text or any of the other cultures' texts, we have some creator beings, right? So at certain points in our DNA, we can go back and see when we were given this by just genetic analysis. So like 200,000 years ago, we were implemented with the VMAT gene, which I guess is like the spirit. It kind of attaches to a spirit, or like gives us a prayer of worship, or gives us that higher dimensionality. So that's one form, right? That was like what we know. We're Homo sapiens, and there's been like Neanderthals. There's been many other types of humans or whatever at different genetic points, right? So it even talks about newer ages, after the flood. I'm sure in some way you can find out that we evolved again. Um, so when he says for their eyes cannot see, it's because literally I'm just guessing it's probably because they're of a different evolution. As we know, there's multiple species, multiple creatures, multiple tribes, and they're all doing their own thing. Not everybody is of the same lineage or system or divinity, because as there is two different systems, like two different evolutionary systems. There's there was the humans, but then the bigger systems were the aliens who wanted to help us and aliens who wanted to, I guess, hurt us. And that was a different system. And I said it, and the scriptures too, that these dudes are fighting darker gods who want to do sicker things with the human body. And we know that too if we look in some of the cultures, they do very weird things at a high level rate, though. Like if you see what these people in like the goth technocracy of super elites with their blood and Neuralink type worship, yeah, you know exactly where I'm going. Elon and them. Anyways, so that would be the dark brain. And yeah, let's continue on. And none considereth in his heart, neither is there knowledge nor understanding to say, I have burned the half of it in fire. Yeah, also I have baketh bread upon the coals thereof. I have roasted flesh and eaten it. And shall I make the residue thereof an abomination? Shall I fall down to the stalk of a tree? He striveth at the ashes. A deceived heart hath turned him aside, that he cannot deliver his soul, nor say, Is there not a lie in my right hand? Remember these things, O Jacob and Israel, for thou art my servant. I have formed thee. Thou art mine own servant, O Israel. Thou shalt holdest not forget me. Israel remembered, I have blotted out as a thick cloud thy transgressions, and as a cloud thy sins. Return unto me, for I have redeemed thee. Sing, O ye heavens, for the Lord hath done it. Shout, yea, lowest parts of the earth. Break forth into singing, yea, mountains. O forest and every tree therein. For the Lord hath redeemed Jacob, and do glorify himself in Israel. Thus saith the Lord, the Redeemer, and he that formed thee from upon the womb. I am the Lord that maketh things, that stretch forth the heavens alone, that spread abroad the earth by myself, that frustrateth the tokens of the impostors, and maketh diviners mad, that turneth wise men backward, and maketh their knowledge foolish, that confirmeth the word of his servant, and performeth the counsel of his messengers, that saith Jerusalem, she shall be inhabited, and of cities of Judah they shall be built, and I will raise up the waste places thereof. That saith to the deep, be dry, and I will dry up thy rivers. That saith to Cyrus, he is my shepherd, and shall perform all my pleasure. Even saying of Jerusalem, she shall be built, and to the temple my foundation shall be laid. So there is a lot of temples that are being uncovered in between the Middle East and Egypt and all that have to do with a lot of ancient antiquities um, that were not known just 100 years ago. Like 100 years ago, yeah, we knew about, one, two, maybe three, five things, but like just recent, the last 20 years, because people becoming millionaires who were never millionaires before, they're able to archaeologically uncover some of these places, right? And we have now like 100 times more buildings of like ancient past and worship sites of like good places, right? So um yeah, these things are still around that are in the Bible. Like, they aren't all destroyed. A lot of them were just covered up with dirt. People are like, oh, it's all lost. Nah, dude. No, 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 no. It's there, and we're discovering it. Like today and yesterday and tomorrow. Like, now that everybody has money, and I'm hoping to get back to that millionaire money maybe once I get to that mindset to fix it. Because I got the mindset to do it. Now I just gotta have it done. So I'm figuring out a better way. Chapter 45. Cyrus is the Lord's instrument. Thus saith the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden, to subdue nations before him, and to loose the loins of kings, to open the doors before him, and that the gates may not be shut. And I will go before thee, and make it the crooked places straight. And I will break in pieces the doors of brass, and cut in sunder the bars of iron. I will give thee the treasures of darkness, and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I am the Lord, who called thee by thy name, even the God of Israel. For the sake of Jacob my servant, and Israel mine elect, I have called thee by the name, and I have surnamed thee. Thou hast not known me. I am the Lord, but there is none else. Besides me, there is no God. I have girded thee through, thou hast not known me, that they may know me from the rising of the sun and from the west, that there is none beside me. For I am the Lord, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I am the Lord that doeth all these things. Drop down, ye heavens, from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, that they may bring forth salvation, and let her cause righteousness to spring up together. I, the Lord, have created it. Woe unto him that striveth with his maker, as a potsherd with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashioned it, what makest thou? Or thy work, it hath no hands? Woe unto him that saith unto his father, wherefore begettest thou? Or to a woman, wherefore travelest thou? The nations will help restore Israel. Thus saith the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, and his Maker. Ask me of the things that are to come concerning my sons, and concerning the work of my hands. Command ye me. I, even I, have made the earth and created man upon it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all of their host have I commanded. I have roused him up in victory, and I make him level in all ways. He shall build my city, for I shall let mine exiles go free, not for price nor reward, saith the Lord of hosts. Thus saith the Lord, the labor of Egypt, and the merchandise of Ethiopia, and the Sabaeans, men of stature, shall come over unto thee, and thy shall be thine. They shall go up after thee in chains, they shall come over, and they shall fall down unto thee. They shall make supplication unto thee. Surely God is in thee, and there is none else. There is no other God. Verily thou art a God that hidest thyself, O God of Israel, the Savior. They shall be ashamed, confounded, all of them. They shall go down in confusion together that are makers of idols. O Israel, that art saved by the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Yea, shall not be ashamed, nor confounded, world without end. For thus saith the Lord that created the heavens. He is God that formed the earth and made it. He established it. He created it, not a waste. He formed it to be inhabited. I am the Lord, and there is none else. I have not spoken in secret in a place in the land of darkness. I have said unto the seed of Jacob, seek ye me in vain. I, the Lord, speak righteousness. I declare things that are right. Assemble yourselves and come, draw together near. Yea, that are escaped of the nations, they have no knowledge, that carry the wood of their graven image, and pray unto a God that cannot save them. Declare, yea, and bring them near. Yeah, let them take counsel upon together. Who hath announced from this ancient time and declared of old, have not I the Lord, there is no God else besides me, a just God and a Savior, there is none beside me. Look unto me, but ye be saved at the ends of the earth, for I am the God, and there is none else. By myself I have sworn, the word is gone forth from my mouth in righteousness, and shall not come back, that unto me every knee shall bow, every tongue shall swear. Only in the Lord shall one say of me is victory and strength. Even to him shall men come in confusion. All they were that were incensed against him. In the Lord shall all the seed of Israel be justified and shall glory. Chapter 46. Bel boweth down, Nebo stoopeth. Their idols are upon the beasts. Oh, sorry. Their idols are upon the beasts and upon the cattle. The things that ye carried are about are made a load, a burden to the weary beast. They stoop, they bow down together. They could not deliver the burden, and themselves are gone into captivity. Hearken unto me, O house of Jacob, and all the remnant of the house of Israel, that are born by me from the birth, that are carried from the womb. Even to old age, I am the same, and even to hoar hairs will I carry you. I have made and I will bear. Yeah, I will carry and will deliver. To whom will liken me and make me equal and compare me that we may be like? Yea, that lavish gold out of the bag and weigh silver in the balance. Yea, that hire goldsmith that he make it a god, that to fall down thereto, to worship. He is borne upon the shoulder. He is carried and set in his place, and he standeth from his place. He do not remember. Yeah, though one cry unto him, he cannot answer nor save him out of his trouble. Call to remember and be obedient. Remember this and to stand fast. Bring it to mind. Oh, ye transgressors. Remember the former things of old, that I am God and there is none else. I am God and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning and the ancient times that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and all my pleasure will do, calling a bird of prey from the east, a man of my counsel from a far country. Yeah, I have spoken, I will bring it to pass. I have purposed it, I will also do it. Hearken unto me, yet stout hearted, that are far from righteousness. I bring near my righteousness, it shall not be far off, and my salvation shall not tarry. I will place salvation in Zion, for Israel my glory. Chapter 47. Babylon humiliated. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground without a throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal. Remove thy veil. Strip off the train, uncover the leg, pass through the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance. I will let no man intercede. Our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, in his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no be more the mistress of kingdoms. I was wroth with my people. I profaned mine inheritance and gave them into thy hand. Thou didn't show no mercy upon the aged, hast thou heavily laid thy yoke. And thou say it for ever I be mistress. So that thou didst not lay these things to the heart, neither did remember the end thereof. Now, therefore, hear this: thou art given pleasures that sit securely, that saith in the heart, I am, there is none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment of day, the loss of children, the widowhood, and their full measure shall they come upon thee. For the multitude of thy sorceries is a great abundance in thine enchantments, and thou hast been secure in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted me. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and there is none else beside me. Yet shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know how to charm it away, and calamity shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to pull it away, and ruin shall come upon thee suddenly before thou knowest. Standing now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, where thou hast labored from thy youth, it if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let no the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from the things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. It shall not be a coal to warm them, nor a fire to sit before. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, that they have trafficked with thee from the youth, shall wander every one of his quarter. There shall be none to save thee. Okay. So I'm guessing they're talking about human traffickers. That's crazy. 48. The Lord defines Israel. Hear ye this, O house of Jacob, who are called by the name of Israel, and who come forth out of the fountain of Judah, who swear by the name of the Lord and make it mention God of Israel, but not in truth nor in righteousness, for they call themselves the holy city and stay themselves upon the God of Israel. The Lord of hosts is his name. I have declared the former things from the old. Yeah, they went forth out my mouth, and I announced them. Suddenly I did them, and they came to pass, because I knew that thou art obstinate, and thy neck is an iron sinew, and thou brow brass. Therefore I have declared it thee from the old. Before I come to pass, I announced it to thee, lest thou shouldest say, mine idol had done them, and my graven image and my molten image had commanded them. Thou hast heard, see all this, and yea, will not declare it. I have announced unto thee the new things from this time, even hidden things from thou hast not known. They are created now, not from old, and before this day thou heardest them not, lest them should say, behold, I knew them. Yeah, thou heardest not. Yeah, thou knewest not. Yeah, from the old thine ear was not open. For I knew that those wouldn't deal very treacherously, and wast call a transgressor from the room. So, man, if I read this in normal English, it would probably be a lot easier for all of us. So I might do that as a audio. That would be nice. Yeah, I'd probably do that as an audio book. That'd be pretty cool. As like an audio podcast. Because I could do that a lot easier and faster than a video, not having to deal with the webcam. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. For my name's sake, I will defer mine anger, and for my praise, I will refrain for thee, that I cut not off. Behold, I have refined thee, but not as silver. I have tried thee in the furnace of affliction. For mine own sake will I do it. For how should it be profaned, and my glory will I not give to another. The Lord is creator and redeemer of Israel. Hearken me unto Jacob and Israel, my name. I called he, I am the first, I am the last. Yeah, my hand hath laid the foundation of the earth, and my right hand hath spread out the heavens. When I call unto them, they stand up together. Assemble yourselves, all ye, and hear which among them had declared these things. He whom the Lord loveth shall perform his pleasure on Babylon and show his arm on the Chaldeans. I, even I, have spoken. Yeah, I have called him, I have brought him, and I shall make him prosperous. Come ye unto me, hear ye this. From the beginning I have not spoken in secret. From the time that it is, there I am, and now the Lord God hath sent me in his spirit. Thus hath said, Lord the Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, I am the Lord thy God, who teacheth thee for right, thy prophet, who leadeth thee by the way that thou should go. Oh, that thou wouldn't hearken me to my commandments, that they would thy peace of the river, and thy righteousness of the waves of the sea. Thy seed would also be as the sand, and offspring of thy body would be like grains thereof. His name would not be cut off nor destroyed from before me, like the grains of sand. Interesting. Go ye forth from Babylon, flee ye from the Chaldeans, with a voice of singing, declare me, tell this, utter it to the end of the earth, and say, yea, the Lord hath redeemed his servant Jacob. And they thirst not when he led them through the deserts, because he caused the waters to flow out of the rock to them. He cleaved the rock also, and the waters gushed out. There is no peace, said the Lord, concerning the wicked. Listen, O coastlands, to me. This is from chapter 49, the Lord's servant. Listen, O coastlands, to me, and I give heed, O nations afar. The Lord appointed me before I was born. He named me while I was in my mother's womb. He made my mouth like a sharpened blade. He hid me in the shadows of his hand, and he made it like a polished arrow. He concealed me in his quiver and said to me, You are my servant, Israel, in whom I glory. I thought I have labored in vain. I have spent my strength for empty breath. But my case rested with the Lord. My recompense was with the hands of my God. And now the Lord has resolved who formed me in the womb to be his servant, to bring back Jacob to himself, that Israel may be restored to him. And I have honored in the sight of the Lord. My God has been my strength, for he has said, It is too little that you should be my servant, that I raise up the tribes of Jacob and restore the survivors of Israel. I will make you a light of nations, that my salvation may reach the end of earth. Thus said the Lord, the Redeemer of Israel, his Holy One, to the despised one, to the abhorred nations, to the slaves of the rulers. Kings shall see and stand up, nobles, and they shall prostrate themselves to the honor of the Lord, who is faithful, to the Holy One of Israel, who choose you. Thus saith the Lord, in honor of the favor I answer you, and on the day of salvation I help you. I created you and appointed you to a covenant of people, restoring your land, allotting anew the desolate holdings, saying to the prisoners, Go free. To those who are in darkness, show yourselves. They shall pass along the roads. On every bare height shall be the pasture. They shall not hunger or thirst. Hot wind and sun shall not strike them. For he who loves them will lead them. He will guide them to the springs of water. I will make all the mountains a road, and my highway shall be built up. Look, these are coming from afar. These are from the north and the west. These are from the land of Sinim. End of exile and return to Jerusalem. Shout, O heavens, and rejoice. O earth, break into shouting. O hills, for the Lord has comforted his people and taken his back afflicted ones in love. Zion said, The Lord has forsaken me. My Lord has forgotten me. Can a woman forget her baby or disown the child of her womb? Through she might forget, I could never forget you. See, I have engraved on you the palms of my hand. Your walls are ever before me. Swiftly your children are coming. Those who are ravaged and ruin you shall leave you. Look up all around you and see they are all assembled or come to you. As I live, declares the Lord, you shall don them all like jewels, deck yourself with them like a bride. As for your ruins and desolate places and your land laid waste, you shall soon be crowded with settlers while destroyers stay far from you. Your children you thought you had lost shall yet say in your hearing, The place is too crowded for me, make room for me to settle. And you will say to yourself, Who bore me these things? For who I bereaved and barren, exiled and disdained, by whom, when were these reared? I was left alone, and where have these been? Thus said the Lord God, I will raise my hand to nations and lift up my and sign to peoples, and they shall bring your sons in their bosoms and carry your daughters on their backs. Kings shall tend your children, their queens shall serve you as nurses, they shall bow to you, face the Lord, or face the ground and lick the dust off your feet. And you shall know that I am the Lord, that who's trusted me shall not be ashamed. Can spoil be taken from a warrior, or captives retrieved from a victor? Yet thus said the Lord, captives shall be taken from a warrior, and spoil shall be retrieved from a tyrant. For I will contend with your adversaries, and I will deliver your children. So the term adversaries in ancient times was used for very dark demonic beings. So they're saying, for I will destroy those dark demonic creatures, and I will return and save your children. Wow. So it's been known for ancient times that sex trafficking and pedophilia was a thing, and man, it's like you have to be against it, dude. If not, get off my page, please. Honestly, yeah, I will fight to the ends of earth to save the humankind, whether it be my age, old, young, whoever. I'm gonna save people from this dark stuff. Like, there is stuff out there that most people don't see, and I hope they never see. Pray to God that you never see these things. um I will make your oppressors eat their own flesh. They shall be drunk with their own blood as with wine. And all mankind shall know that I, the Lord, am your Savior, the mighty one of Jacob, your Redeemer. So I could go on. Let me see how long it'll be. But I will save it for later. Um, I'll be back on, and yeah, be prepared for a simpler version to come out in audio form. Hey, thank you all for showing up, watching, whatever. Hey, have a wonderful day. Peace.